for this. Who is going to share what the work that they've done to identify the triggers? Okay, let me ask you another question. Be honest, how many of you didn't go away and didn't look at their habits? What are the triggers for their bad habits? And what are the triggers for good habits you want to create? Be honest, guys. This is not me talking at you. This is a conversation. The nervous smiles are going on. I can see the nervous smiles of, yeah, I know I didn't do it. Okay. And that's just part of the journey. See, I'm going to talk about today, I want to talk about 10xing your results. I want to talk about 10xing the current lifestyle that you have in every area of life. But for you to, and first of all, who wants 10 times the results that they have right now? At least 10 times the results. No? Who wants it this year to be 10 times better than last year? Okay. Okay, so everybody wants that. Everyone's in agreement when it comes to the results. Okay. So here's the reality, guys, and so this is not going to be one of the calls where I'm going to be nice the whole call. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you not what you need to hear, or what, sorry, not what you want to hear, but what you actually need to hear. If you continue getting information like what I shared last on the last mindset call of ways to actually make your life better, not just your business, but your life better. And then you go away and you don't do the work to identify that, then this year will be exactly the same as last year. See, the results you have now are a combination of the habits of the way you think and the actions you take or you have taken up until today. So in order to have 10 times the success of last year, it means you have to create new results that maybe you've never created before. But in order to create new results, it means you have to reinvent yourself. It means that you have to have new habits. It means you've got to take new actions that you've maybe never taken before.
So if I can say something then?
Yeah, go for it, Marketa.
So I don't remember exactly because it's a while ago when we had the last mindset call, but of course I am on every mindset call. So what I'm going to do every day, I will do my affirmation in the morning. I'll start to do my meditation, and I finish my trading plan, and I will follow the trading plan. 3 years before, I used to go on every trading call, live trading call. Now I will focus on learning every day, elevate, maybe except weekends. What I will do is, what I wanted to say, I don't have friends, like you said last time, that you need 5 friends. They go the same path as you. So I follow these people on Instagram, the names you told us last time. So I'm following them as well. And I'm looking for people that are successful. I read a book now. I don't wish and it comes true or something like that. I can't say it in English now. So
That's
I will
okay.
read more or listen to audiobooks every day. I do my exercise. I do eat healthy. I drink a lot of water, at least 2 cups in the morning. And yes, and I think I will be better, definitely better at the end of this year. And we have a good group in our company, or I talk to people and we discuss the tradings. I'm looking for a trading partner. So trading buddy, I'm looking for a trading buddy as well. So I think we will manage and this year will be great.
Awesome, awesome. So I want to say congratulations to you because I know you've put a lot of thought into creating the new habits. Okay. And so does anybody I know I've posted it on the group chat, but does anyone realize what I actually posted on the group chat in terms of the picture? I'm going to show you the picture. This is and I want you to understand this is why I'm doing this topic today. I'm going to get the picture up so you guys can see. And this is why it's important to create new habits. Because this is the truth. If you stay the same and don't create the new habits, this is your income journey.
I can say the same. I don't have problem of the okay. I have a problem with the technical skills, but the most problem what I realized that last days is really my mind and my mindset. So for me, it's not more important. Also, it's most important to train my mind and not my technical skills for the trading, because I don't think I'm bad in the technical skills, but I know at the moment my head is not ready for this journey, for the way what I want to go. So I for me the first is make the plan not for the business or like I need this is my work, but for myself, for my free time, for my time when I'm not working. How can I learn? How can I improve my skills, but my mind skills. So this is my plan for this next few weeks, and I know that if my mind will be in good setup or better setup, so I can make everything what I want. I can do everything what I want, and this is very important for me. So I need following the people. They knowledges about mind setting and or mindset, and this is what I need to know at the moment.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And so I'm going to touch on that what you said about the mindset. And this is where I'll talk about, and I want to show you this picture so you can understand when you earn with your mind, this is how you can actually 10x your results. What do I mean by that? And Mr. Hunt has shared this before. Most people, let's say if they're earning, what's the average income in Slovakia, for instance? Because I can see Slovakian faces right now. For a job, what's the average income? Or is anyone still working? Is anyone employed right now?
Me?
Okay, and what's if you don't mind sharing, what's the income per year?
Per year or per
Yeah.
month?
Per year.
For around 15 till 20,000.
Okay, so 15 to 20,000. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever applied for a job for 150,000 a year?
Yes, of course.
For 150,000 a year, you've applied for a job for 150,000 a year.
No. But the idea, it will be very, very nice for me.
But you have the idea of wanting to.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm stop sharing here because I want you to understand the difference. This is what Mr. Bugs means by you have to be able to picture yourself already in that position. That's how you actually earn more with your mind. Once you can actually see yourself earning more money, and you, like I said, it becomes normal for you to earn 150,000 a year, then you start to look for the ways to earn 150,000 a year. What do I mean? That person's lifestyle, that person's habits. What books does that person read? What type of discipline do they have? What is their routine? Is that making sense what I mean by this?
Yes, it makes sense.
Yeah. And so this is where I mean by 10xing with your mind is you need to stretch your mind. You need to continuously stretch your mind. You need to continuously see that 10x. Whatever that is for you, that whatever number that is, I'm talking in numbers and I'm talking in finances now, because that's the easiest way for people to understand what I mean by 10x. But you can 10x your relationships. You can also 10x your fitness, your health. But I mean of having that mindset to 10x. When you're when you're just basing your income on time, you don't think about 10xing your income in 1 year, do you? How many of you realistically have thought, you know what, I'm going to 10x my income in my job this year? And I'm talking about now, I'm talking about previously when you're working. It's not a normal thought process to have. But you can do it with this. You have the opportunities to 10x your income. So there's no lid, there's no limit on what you're able to achieve. Now it's down to you to look at what habits do I need to create to become the person that earns 10 times more than what you currently earn. You see, the difficult part for most of you is believing that you can actually earn 10 times more. But do you believe that you can copy that person's habits that earns 10 times more? Now it becomes achievable. This is why at the beginning of the call, I said, who went away and did the work of identifying what are the triggers that create bad habits for me? Those bad habits may be bad decisions, over leveraging when you're trading, being extremely emotional in times where emotion only leads to more loss. Good habits. Going to the area or going to see the things that you actually want to live with. Having those things in your life. Going to an area you want to live in. Do you know one of the things that I do on a day-to-day basis from 2024 is look at first-class flights to different countries that I want to travel to. Let me ask you a question. When's the last time that you looked at business or first class traveling to a country. You see how simple it is to do, but you don't do? But someone that earns 10 times the amount that you earn right now, are they able to fly business or first class? Do you see where I'm going with this? You have to change the way you think first. You need to 10x the way you think. Don't think like the person you are today. Think like the person that earns 10 times more. When you're able to do that, guess what happens? You start thinking that, you start seeing it, and now you're looking at doing 10 times the work to achieve it. But it starts with your thinking. Many times I've stopped myself from earning more money based on my thinking. I've said this before, it's not based on the work that I was doing. I work hard. But my thinking. Most people have been brought up to think if you work harder, you'll make more money. You'll become rich, you'll be comfortable. If you really work hard. But how many of you know people that work hard that are broke? It's not just
We
working
should
hard.
not work. We should not work hard, but smart.
Correct. But that's why it's called Think and Grow Rich. Your thinking has to change. You see, it's the thinking that you've had, which is why you didn't go and do the work to identify what's going to create the good habits for me this year that's going to create a different end to this year. You know, one of my goals is to meet 10 new people that earn 10 times the money that I earn and develop relationships with them. Because I know I have to do something different. I didn't come into this year thinking that I'm going to do the same thing and I'll just keep doing the same thing and it's going to create a different result for me. Okay. And so I want you to understand when you want 10 times the results, you have to be prepared for 10 times the challenge. I'm going to repeat that. When you want 10 times the results that you currently have, you have to be prepared for 10 times the challenge. Very simple way to explain this for those of you that are trading on a day-to-day basis. You want to trade and earn 10,000 a month trading. Well, you probably need a 100,000 account to be able to do that. It means that you also have to be prepared to lose 1,000 and risk 1,000 in a trade rather than 100 in a trade. I hope you're understanding this because this is my mindset. One of my goals for this year is to have 1 million in my personal account trading. So I know I have to be comfortable with being in 10,000 drawdown. You see, 10,000 a month could be someone's goal, or 10,000 a month can be someone's, oh, I'm used to that. That loss, that means nothing to me. Because my goal is now to make 100,000 a month. It gets bigger. The number is going to get bigger. So you have to prepare your mind for the bigger results. But to prepare your mind for the bigger results, you have to be prepared for the bigger challenges that are going to come on that way. You see, normally what happens with people, why they don't achieve that goal that is 10 times bigger, is they underestimate how much effort, time, and money it's going to take to achieve that goal. Let's be honest. I thought, you know what? I'm fairly smart. I'll be able to learn trading in a year to 2 years and be making my first million in trading just like that. I would say the first year. And then it comes to a point where you realize I underestimated how long this is going to take me to really get to the point of being a millionaire from trading. But I'd already 10x my commitment. My commitment is bigger than my result. Ask yourself this question. Is your commitment bigger than the result? Gabriella's looking at me scared. Don't worry, Gabriella. I know you're new. I know you're new. I'm not talking to you most of the time, right? But I want you to understand this. Is your commitment bigger than the result? Because when your commitment is that big and you've got enough what we call skin in the game, you get to a point where you just get to a point where it's whatever it takes. However long it takes, I'll do it. Do you know some of your favorite brands, the favorite places that you travel to, the places that you eat at, the drinks that you drink? Do you know it was someone else's commitment to create that? Sometimes you take it for granted that someone else had to put a lot of time and effort in for you to live in the houses that you live in. And in Slovakia, let's just be honest. I know it's not always sunny. Were some of those houses built when it was raining and snowing outside and people had to continue working through the challenges? Are they going to build half the house and then say, you know what? It's raining now. It's snowing. Yeah, I'm tired. I can't finish this. How many times have you set a goal to do something and it's taken longer than you thought it would than you thought it would take, but the satisfaction you get from achieving it, you just forget the amount of time it's taken you. How many times? How do you feel when that happens?
Every time if I do it.
Yeah.
Because the satisfaction that I did it, it's it's very, very good, and it's, yeah. I'm every time if I do something, what I'm like but I will, okay, I tell something different. Today I had like the just the day that I drink just the water, no eating or no, just the water, drinking the water, and I know that it's end of day, and I did it. I did it. It was my plan from, okay, today is like my work day. So, and now I'm really happy because I did it, and I never so I'm very satisfied with myself at the moment.
And so I want to say congratulations to you, but I'm glad you shared that, because this is what happens. That is a transferable skill. You're now creating the neurological pathway in your brain that it's now saying you don't give up easy when you're in difficulty. It now becomes a habit that you don't give up easily. In fact, you don't give up until you get what you want. And I've said this before. I knew Mirka was going to be a success in this business before she had joined the company, because I looked at her habits. I looked at the discipline she already had. It didn't matter she didn't have any experience in network marketing. She already had the skills, the transferable skills and habits to have success. I didn't start there. I didn't have any transferable skills to have any success when I started in this industry. I'll be honest, I didn't. But I had the awareness to understand there's habits I have to create in order for me to be able to have success. I had to reinvent myself. I had to become someone new that I wasn't that person 5 years ago. The person I am today, I won't be this person in 5 years' time. The only person you are competing with is the person that who you are in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, in 4 years' time. That's the person I am competing with. Now I'm gonna ask you this question. I want you to write it. I want you to write it down, whether we have to stop the call for a minute or wherever it may be. But I want you to write down who benefits. I really mean to write this down. Who benefits from you having 10 times the success that you have right now? Who benefits? Apart from you, I know you benefit, but do you have kids that would benefit? Do you have family members, parents, cousins, aunties, uncles that would benefit? Cousins. Do you have friends that would benefit from you having 10 times the level of success? Is there a charity that would benefit from you having 10 times more success? I want you to think about this. The biggest thing for me, driver for me, having more success has never been myself. It's always been what I can do for my sisters, what I can do for my mom, what I can do for my cousins, my uncles, my aunties, my granddad in Jamaica. My friends. Experiences that I want to give them. Two of my closest friends, they've never even thought about flying first class. That's one of my goals. That's what wakes me up and makes me work. That's what makes me focus on 10x. You see, if you just think about yourself, it's easy to just stay the same, stay small. When you start thinking about all the other people that can benefit and the organizations that can benefit from you having 10 times the level of success. Bless you, Marketa. When you start thinking about that, then you realize it's worth it. Going on that journey, going through those hurdles. These are things that you can do. Take at least 5 to 10 minutes a day and just visualize the faces of the people that will benefit from you having 10 times the success. What do their faces look like? What is the expression? What's the sound? Watch what happens to you psychologically. Your brain just starts to create this your reticular activating system, the GPS, just starts to look for ways and find the ways subconsciously to create 10 times the level of success in your life. Why? Because you've given your brain a target. These are some of the things that I do. I was not someone that did meditation. I thought that was silly. I was like, I'm too cool for meditation. I don't do meditation. But when I looked at the people that earn 10 times more than me, 8 out of 10 of them do meditation. Five years ago, I wasn't the person that used to read physical books. But when I looked at the successful people that were earning at least 10 times more than me, guess what? They all read physical books. When I looked at the most successful traders that I know, they're working out at least 4 to 5 times a week. My minimum was 3 times a week. Before I heard that information, now my minimum is 5 times a week. It's not going to be easy to create the new habits. I'm telling you this now, it's not going to be easy. But will it be worth it when the face that you picture, and I could see it on your faces when I said that, I could see the faces. You think I'm crazy? I'm crazy. But I could see that look in your face or the look in your eye that you could picture the person's face and the happiness on the other person's face. Whether it be your children, parents, whoever it is. Do you think if you have that picture in front of you on a day-to-day basis, you'll be able to make it to the end of that journey, even with the hurdles? You be like the construction workers out in the cold, continuing to build the home. I want you to understand that. I want you to understand that there's failures that come with success. There's many failures that come with success. But once your commitment is bigger than the result, you stop counting the number of failures. Because your brain is so focused on your target of seeing that emotion on that person's face. When you've taken your kids on that dream holiday, you've taken your kids on an experience that they used to talk to you about, but you used to think, how do I do that for them? You used to feel shit about it because you thought, I can't give them that experience. Or that family member that would talk about it. You see, I take these things personal. My niece, she wants to go to Dubai. She wants to live the Dubai Bling. If you haven't watched it on Netflix, it's a show. Dubai Bling about the millionaires and there's multi-millionaires and there's one billionaire, I believe, on the show. She wants to go to Dubai and live like that. She wants that experience. I can tell you, most of my family said we can't afford it. In my brain, I took that on as, okay, it's superhero Uncle Rowan's duty to make you experience that. You think it's worth it? 10x? You think it's worth it creating the new habits? You think it's worth it doing meditation and creating a new picture of yourself? You see, the income you earn is based on the picture you have of yourself right now. You need to create a new standard in your mind of the life you deserve. The way you live right now is because you believe you deserve to live that way. That is your standard of living. And it's okay. It's okay. You have a choice. The information I'm sharing today and that you'll read in personal development books, you'll get from the seminars and different calls and people that you have on social media that give you the inspiration and they're sharing information on YouTube. It's up to you if that is just information or it becomes understanding where you start to live that way in your own life. You see, one of my biggest wishes for you this year is for you to stop caring what other people think about you. Other people are not going to achieve your goals for you. No one else is going to achieve your goal for you. They don't care about you as much as you care about you. See, I was brought up in an environment where it was very much about don't do this, do that, based on what other people are going to think. Or what will the family think if you do this? If you don't go to university, what are the rest of the family going to say? That I'm a failure as a parent. That was one of the things that I lived with as a child. I didn't go to university. My mom was going to feel like a failure as a parent because my mom and dad split up. And my dad said things to my mom that pushed it onto me that made me go to university. Because she didn't want to feel like a failure. It wasn't about what I thought. It wasn't about what was best for me. So how many things do you live with on a day-to-day basis that you do or don't do based on thinking, on caring about what other people think? The other people don't care about you as much as you care about you. It's up to you. Nobody else is going to pay the price for you to achieve your goal. There's no discount on you 10x in your lifestyle. There's no discount. There's no payment plan. No one's gonna feel sorry for you and say, here's 10x your lifestyle, here's 10x your income. I'm gonna put that happy face on the people you care about. Nobody's gonna do that for you. You have to be the person that decides, okay, today is the day that I am going to create the habits of the person that earns 10 times more income. Because, and I keep speaking about habits because the difference is why I don't earn 10 times more or you guys don't earn 10 times more is just the difference in habits. It's the same amount of time in a day. Do you remember what the explanation that I used about 100 pips? It's the same 100 pips, but there's going to be some people that earn £100 from it or $100. The same 100 pips is going to be some people that earn 10,000, 100,000, a million from the same 100 pips. But the difference is their habits. Little bit more disciplined. Read a little bit more than you do. Work out slightly more than you do. And sometimes you think it's a big difference. No, it's not. Most of the time, it isn't a big difference. It's like the bamboo tree analogy. You had a group of people that had a bamboo tree and they were watering the bamboo tree and nothing was happening. They were watering this bamboo tree every day and nothing was happening. And so they stopped, they quit. And then the second group of people came along and said, well, I'm gonna continue to water this bamboo tree for another 2 years. So 5 years down the line, nothing is happening. So they quit. And then the last group of people came along and just said, we're just going to continue watering this bamboo tree until we see it start to grow. And then 2 years later, it goes 70 foot into the sky. Just like that. But how long did it take to get to that point? You see, what happens is, this is what most people do. And I'm sharing the reality with you because this is the journey I've been on. I know people that started in this industry with me 10, 11 years ago. But they quit as soon as they didn't see the results in the physical world, not realizing that they were growing mentally. Same thing with trading, which is why I never take on anybody else's opinion of what they think about something that I want to do, unless they're qualified to give me advice, meaning that they've done it themselves. When I came into this industry, I wasn't a complete introvert. I still am a complete introvert. I'm still shy. However, they told me if I want to succeed, I'm going to need to learn people skills. Oh my God. Then I'm thinking, I I don't want to have this level of income for my whole life, but I've got to deal with that fear of dealing with other people and learning to communicate with other people. Me and the group of friends that started in the industry together, that was the first hurdle where they decided to quit. So now I continue on that journey, and they say, now you have to learn how to lead a team of people. I didn't want to do that. I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you guys. I did not want to recruit when I started. I didn't want to build a team of people. I didn't want to be in a position where I had to lead because I'm the shy guy. I don't like being in the limelight. But that had nothing to do. How I felt and my fear had nothing to do with having 10 times the results. The results don't care about your fear or how you feel about doing those actions to have those results. I hope I'm getting through to you by what I'm sharing with you right now. There are things I have to do this year to get 10 times the results that I don't want to do. Do you think that building my Caribbean team that I went to be up at 1 a.m. in the morning doing live presentations, and that at that time I was still working and then have to go to work within 5 hours of that finishing that call? Do you think I wanted to do that? I didn't even want to speak to the people, let alone be up that late to do those calls. And what I mean by I didn't want to speak to them is that I still had that fear of what other people are going to think if I make a mistake when I'm presenting. What are other people going to think? I'm sharing this with you because you have to go through a journey of growth mentally. And that growth is going to have pain. Pain meaning doing things you do not want to do. As long as it's not immoral or illegal, you have to do it. It's part of the process. And I really do, like I said, hope that this is making sense to you. And the reason why I say that is because I have the results of the people that started with me. I have the results that they should have had. They talk to me now like they always knew I was going to do it. Same with trading. Same rubbish that I hear. I'm sharing this with you because I'm not special. I'm just committed. There's a difference. I am not special. I am just committed. I want to. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to think about some of the biggest companies in the world, and I've written some notes down here. Everybody know KFC? I didn't see it in Slovakia, but okay, everybody knows KFC. Do you think Colonel Sanders, at 60 years old, knows that he's going to have to pitch 80 different times before anyone says yes to him about his idea of KFC? Do you think he knows that's going to happen? No. He didn't want to have to go through 80 different no's before getting that yes. The difference is that he's committed to the goal. Some people are interested about achieving their goal. What I mean, oh, if it happens, yes. If it doesn't, I'm okay with it. I'm not okay with not achieving my goal. I am not okay with that. I am committed to it. Now, the difference is this is what happens to people. I set the goal and I set the date. If I don't achieve it by that point, I just look at how close did I get to the goal. Because I actually don't want to achieve the goal at the time that I set it. Why do you think that? I don't want to do that. Because it means I didn't grow enough. It was too realistic. It was too achievable for me to do. I set objectives of smaller goals to work towards the bigger goal. But I want you to understand the reason for setting a 10x goal is because what happens if you don't 10 times your income? You don't go from 20,000 a year, well, 15,000 a year to 150, but you land on 100,000 a year by the end of this year. Miriam, would you be okay if you went from 15,000 a year to 100,000 a year? Think you'd be okay? But guess what happens? Now you're at 100,000 a year. Your belief system believes I can go to 500,000 a year. It's like building a muscle. You see, it's our environment and people that have spoken to us during our life that has stopped us from thinking big. Children, if you have kids, especially under the age of 6, I know they think bigger than most of you. Most of us on this call, those kids think bigger than most of us. They don't have any limitations in their brain. Limitations and fear has been put on you. Which is why sometimes it's scary because they think they can jump off a tree and the ground isn't going to hurt, all right? Because they just don't have that limitation. They don't have that thought process. And there's so many notes that I've written here. But I just want the key thing I want to end with is just I want you to think about, do you think that Stallone, when he had to sell his dog because he was broke, and he wrote the Rocky movie, it took him 3 days to write it. He was broke and had nothing to his name. Do you think he was committed to making that movie work? Do you think he had a different level of belief that he was going to accomplish that goal? Not only did he write the movie, but he said, and he had never acted at that point. He said, I am going to play the star role. You are not releasing this movie unless I am playing the star role. But he had to sell his dog. Some of you, and this is what happens to most people, and it's okay, yeah, because this is entrepreneurship. Some of you aren't willing to take a financial haircut to become more successful. This is what I mean by this. He had so much belief and so committed in that he was going to achieve the end goal that he knew that selling the dog short term meant that he was going to achieve the goal. And then he went back and I think he paid $10,000 for the same dog. Because the movie did over 200 million. Because he was committed to 10xing. I am willing to invest whatever it takes for that £1 million account. And what I mean by that isn't just money. I mean time. I mean emotions. I mean creating the new habits. I've already committed to 30 new sapphires in my organization, regardless of what my existing team do. I've already committed to that. So I've already committed to speaking to the people, even when I don't want to talk to them, even when they're getting on my nerves because they're saying the same rubbish excuses that I've heard time and time and time and time again. Even when you're on a roll with the trading and then you have that loss that is like, oh, that was annoying. When you are committed, you can't just be halfway committed into giving birth, for example. You can't just say, yeah, you know what, I want half of the baby to come out. The other half can stay in. I want for those of you that are parents, and maybe you have nieces or nephews, but you understand the analogy. Half of the baby can't come out. And what I want you to do for 2024 is treat your goals as you treat your children. It's an obligation to make sure that they have what they need. You may have had a job at that time. You may be in a long-term relationship. You may have other kids. But when that baby cries in the middle of the night and you've only had 2 hours sleep, as a mum, I'm speaking to the mums right now, what happens? Do you get up or do you just continue sleeping? I'm saying mums because I can mainly see female faces. But you understand what I mean. There is nothing that stops you from making sure that your child gets what your child needs. As a parent, that is the mindset you have to treat your goals with. Regardless of how you feel, regardless of things that you don't like, it has to be done in order to make sure that you do what you need to do to have 10 times better lifestyle this year. You see, one of the things that I've understood, and it took me a long time to understand this because I grew up around scarcity, is seeing other people succeed builds my belief. I celebrate other people's success. I love hearing stories about the success in our team. I love hearing stories about the success in other teams. Why? It's just more proof to me that it's gonna get done. If someone else can do it, it means I can do it too. If someone else can do it, it means I can do it too. And that's what I choose to focus on. I don't care how many people didn't do it or failed on the way and then stopped. Just like the bamboo tree. If someone else can do it, that means I can do it too. And if I can do it, that means you can do it too. So write down, if you haven't already done it, write down your goals for 2024. What is it you want to 10x in your life this year? What are the experiences that you want to give to the people that you love this year? I'm saying this to you because I want you focused on where you're going. Because if you focus on the past has got nothing new to say to you. You can't create the past. Well, in a way you can. If you continue doing the same thing, you'll create the past. But you can create the future. You can predict the future by focusing on where you're going and doing the work that you need to do to get it done. Most of the time, I'm sharing this with you, most of the time, The hurdle is going to be bigger than you think it is going to be to get that done. And it's going to take more work than you think it's going to take to get it done. But if you're already committed and you know why you're doing it, you will eventually achieve it. Your life will always be better. Your life can't get worse for you setting goals. I'm going to give you some homework. It's a book called The Stranger's Secret by Earl Nightingale. It's about 30 minutes long. I want you to listen to or read that book today. You can get it online or you can get the audio book. It's a really, really short book. And it talks about the power of goals and having a target to shoot at. The difference in what happens to people in their lives, the same time, but just having goals. Watch what happens. And I want you to feed back in the group chats your takeaway from that book. Okay? Love you all. I hope you've enjoyed this. And I can't wait to see you on the calls this week. I know Mr. Hunt will be doing the London session tomorrow. I'll be doing the New York session. There will be a presentation tomorrow. There will be presentations at Caribbean, for Slovakia. And Trade Buddy, I can tell you, is absolutely incredible. And it's going to change the game for many of you and many people to come. Love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.